Martingale collars. These are really popular because they apply pressure to the neck, but it is a modified and more minimal amount than some of the other working collars. There's some basic structural differences, so I'll go through those, but other than that, they're pretty much the same. This one is a chain martingale. Now I'm gonna remain objective, but I will tell you if it's a favorite of mine. This is my favorite version of a martingale. So it's got the chain, which seems kind of harsh, but it's not. It doesn't cause the dog's discomfort or pain or fear, but it pulls, if the dog pulls on the leash, it applies pressure, but not a lot. There, it stops, and then it releases really fast. The other part I love about this specific version is, okay, so it's got a clip, which you just heard me say about color. I like the buckle, but I'll explain why. So this one, you clip it, and then it's got a latch to lock it. So it's an added element of safety. So again, what I really like about this one is it tightens, and then look how easy it loosens. So, and again, these, if used properly, will not cause your dog to have any mental, emotional, physical pain, distress, anxiety, fear, none of that, okay? Now, discomfort, well, that's subjective. And again, what tools are meant to do is to get your dog's attention, give you some control over the dog who, remember, has the impulse control of a 2 to 2.5-year-old child, okay? So I usually leave the kids out and just say they're a drunk gnat. So, they're walking along and, oh, bunny, and they take off. So every tool gives you some control. None of them should cause your dog any pain or distress, mental, physical, or emotional. Okay, so the next version is a nylon version. It also has the clip. This one does not have the locking safety feature, but it's still, again, you hear it clip. It's a good solid martingale. Now the difference is, so it tightens and then it loosens. So it doesn't tighten a lot, but it doesn't loosen quite as quickly as the chain, but it's still really effective. Dogs tend to behave or respond very well to it when they have minimal to moderate pulling, okay? And you're in shape to handle your dog, because dogs generally can pull, the bigger dogs. Little dogs I'm not sure about, but sometimes 2 to 3 times their body weight. Okay, this is one of the original martingales, and the reason people started using these was they didn't want anything as harsh looking as the prong pinch collar. They weren't comfortable with the choke. These are a little easier to look at because it doesn't look like a torture tool. And nylons, you can get cute little colors and patterns. Now, the downside to these, and it doesn't fit this dog, but it has to go over their head, and it's going to be pretty fitted. So remember, 2-finger rule. So imagine trying to put a turtleneck on a baby or a toddler. That tight feel, they start to panic a little bit. So with any tool, what you want to do is condition the dog to it and make it fun. This should be an enjoyable experience for the dog and you. So I don't use treats all the time, but this is one instance when I would. So what I'll do is let the dog check it out and, let them sniff it, maybe mouth it a little bit, not chew it up, but then I'm going to take high value treats for that dog, slide my hand through, let them sniff it. And as they're taking the treat, I'm going to put it right at their nose and then pull it back, okay? I'll do that for a few times, few days, whatever the dog needs. Then I'll push it a little bit further. And usually within 4 or 5 days, I'll have it on them, let them wear it around. and then I'll remove it. Now, the key to conditioning your dog to any tool is, for me anyways, starting in your home where there's very few distractions and you're not going to get carried away and go a long distance, and it's not going to last for a long duration. You add those slowly. So you start in the home, and you don't really need to walk your dog. Just let them be on the collar and have them on a leash. Sit down and do nothing. Watch a movie, visit social media, read a book. But if the dog pulls on it, what you want to do is start getting used to, as soon as you feel the tension, say, come on, and call them back to you, okay? Because again, we don't want the dogs pulling. It's going to cause tightening of the leash, okay? This is for emergencies. If something totally unexpected happens and you need better control of your dog for safety, that's what all the training tools are for. So these are the martingales, different variations, but it's a good tool for minimal to moderate pullers on the leash.